Repo rate remains unchanged at 5% and authorities in Limpopo and in Mpumalanga are in hot water. I'm Richard Brooks. Reserve Bank Governor Jill Marcus has announced in Pretoria that the repo rate will remain unchanged at 5%. This means that the prime lending rate will remain steady at 8.5%. Marcus has cited concerns about the weaker rand in the MPC's decision. The currency has depreciated by almost 5% against the dollar since the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting. Marcus says the current weak rand poses a significant inflationary risk to the economy. The MPC is also concerned about strikes and high wage increases. Marcus elaborates.
The MPC is increasingly concerned about the deteriorating outlook for the South African economy. There are a number of critical domestic issues that are contributing to the vulnerability of the economy that need to be urgently addressed. These include the financing of the deficit on the current account of the balance of payments, the fractious labour relations environment and the associated risks of protracted work stoppages and excessive wage increases, electricity supply constraints, upside risks to inflation, downside risks to growth and employment creation in a context of high unemployment, and declining domestic and foreign investor confidence, which could impact directly on capital flows.
Authorities in Limpopo and in Mpumalanga are in hot water. This as Luthuli House is demanding answers to what caused the deaths of 35 initiates. The SABC has reliably learnt that there are tensions among the Ndebele Tribal Authority and traditional leaders under its jurisdiction over incentives. The Mpumalanga House of Traditional Leaders says this could have led to negligence at various initiation schools. Health authorities said the schools were illegal and that the surgeons were unskilled. A task team has since been appointed to probe the cause of the deaths, and police have opened 28 murder cases and an inquest. ANC spokesperson Jackson Mthembu.
The ANC is supportive of any cultural activities, but those cultural activities should not be a death sentence to our young ones. That's why we have asked of our traditional leaders in Mpumalanga and Limpopo to come out clean on what the causes of these deaths are. What are they doing to ensure that these deaths do not continue, and how can they assure all of us as South Africans, but more particularly the parents of those young lads who are still in the mountain.
The Marikana Commission of Inquiry has heard that some police officers allegedly ignored orders from their commanders to cease fire during the shooting of miners during the unrest in August last year. Lawyer for the wounded and arrested Lonmin miners, Dali Mpofu, put to National Police Commissioner Ria Pierre that according to a video clip which was shown at the hearing, some police officers continued their attack. He asked Pierre if that was a reflection of responsible policing.
Even a single shot that is fired after the call to cease fire, which may or may not have killed some of the people who died or injured those who were injured, was done outside the requirements of the prescripts, in particular the one that I quoted to you.
I'm sure the commanders would have a different opinion to you, and I'm sure we would have to look at other best practices and other, examples elsewhere. I do not believe that what you are interpreting is what happened here.
Head of Government Communications, Pumla Williams, says the report on the Gupta wedding saga is not final and disciplinary action is yet to be taken. A report on how a plane which the Gupta family had chartered was able to land at the Waterkloof Air Force Base in Pretoria was released yesterday during a parliamentary debate on the saga. An SANDF official was implicated, but the Defence Union Sandu has since slammed the report, saying it's based on generalizations. Williams says the officials mentioned in the document are not necessarily to blame. Gauteng's MEC for Health, Hope Papo, says the province's ambulances will soon include obstetric services. He's been visiting several clinics on Joburg's West Rand to establish what resources are lacking in the facilities. Papo says response teams must have facilities to deliver babies in ambulances in emergency cases. Norma Bulane reports.
Papo says sometimes a pregnant woman may not be able to get to a clinic on time, and therefore ambulances must have the right resources to deliver a child. He says this is just one of the ways the provincial government is trying to improve primary healthcare in communities. Papo also announced a rollout of generators to assist especially during power failures. Papo says his department's upcoming budget vote will focus on the delivery of resources and service improvements.